And good Friday morning as we prepare for a weekend, into the weekend, into next week that could be a very messy one. As we start getting now new details of what the National Weather Service expect with ice accumulations, this should be taken very seriously. This is not something that is just a fly by night. We could have some serious, is the word side effects? Let's go ahead and use that from what is coming on Monday night. We got some chances over the weekend that we didn't have, and then as we get into Monday, Monday night will likely be some ice accumulations. It'll cause roads to be slick. It'll cause power outages. This is not snow in any way that is coming. This is one of those ice things that we hadn't had in quite some time, and it will have an effect on the area with limbs and trees that crack and break and snap, and then pop those power lines. So stock up on what you need now for power outages. Make sure that you've got your generators running. They work properly. You know how to use them. Don't plug them up on the inside because there's a chance on Monday night into Tuesday morning that you may need those. Now, I could be over-exaggerating. It could come through and no limbs fall and no power outages, but that's not likely. So whatever the case is, be prepared, be ready for what is coming for us next week, or from Monday night into Tuesday. All right, let's get things going with where we are first this morning. Let's go to radar and take a look what's falling this morning. There is some wintry mix out to our west and also to our northwest this morning. Mississippi State has gotten a little bit in the early hours this morning. They got a little bit still coming down. Jackson area right now still getting some of this. As we look at this, all this pink that is showing up is winter precipitation. Wintry mix is what we'll call that. As we zoom in on this, we'll look here south of Jackson, all around Pearl, Clinton, back over to Vicksburg there on 80 has a good bit there. As we look at all of this up through here, Madison, Ridgeland getting some this morning. If you've got to travel west of here, Pelahatchie, our friends over in Pelahatchie, Morton, getting some of this wintry mix down through Terry south of Jackson. As we go up Lakeland Drive, and of course y'all all know that road is busy running into 55 there. Out through Madison, Canton has gotten a little bit. All right, let's get on up through here. As we look out here to our west here, we still have it up here at Yazoo City. Carthage this morning. If you're going to be traveling out of Philadelphia 16 toward Carthage, keep that in mind when you get to Carthage. It's going to have some of this. Now, Highway 25 from Carthage to Louisville, I would say be extremely careful this morning on these bridges, anywhere through there. Kosciuszko, look at this, we've got that. As we zoom in and we go up into Winston County, in their forecast, like in Meridian right now, we're sitting at 38 degrees. In Louisville, it's somewhere around, we have 32 wind chill is where we're at. In Louisville, Mississippi State area, it's about 33, and the wind chill is 24. So just those few miles in between Meridian and there makes a huge difference. All around Louisville here, downtown on the north end of town, lots of little wintry mix coming down. And again, this is, you know how radars go. It could still be doing it in between here and Louisville and just not quite big enough to pick up on radar. Now, I'm not saying that roads are impassable by any means. I'm saying use extreme caution. It's not real thick, but it is coming down this morning in these areas here. As we move up to Mississippi State, if you've got somebody in that area there around Starkville, showing a good bit around where Mississippi State is, where the actual place is in the western part of the county. Let's back out here and let's go over to Mississippi Department of Traffic and look at this. Let me pull this up here. This is, let's go to video here in Jackson. This is coming in on I-20. These bridges, as you can see, traffic is still flowing, no problems there, but it has had some come down. All right, let's back out of this and go back up to Mississippi State area here and take a look at what's going on there. Philadelphia, let's go to Starkville up here. Take a look. There's a little bit in these areas here. Let's go out on the western side of town there in Starkville and take a look at this. Let me expand that where you can see that. As you can see, there's a little bit in the grass there. And of course, that's not a good color picture, but a little bit coming down, traffic still going through, no major problems, but it has had it. If you got to be in that area, any bridge that you get near, be extremely careful. Caution those if you've got to go to the west, northwest of Meridian, anywhere around Louisville, Kosciuszko, those areas today. Be careful. Now, let's get in now to what is coming, what the National Weather Service tells us. And let me get over here and let's see here. Let's pull this up here. All right. This is now through Sunday what is expected. Now, this is going to come across as Neshoba County here is Philadelphia, the extreme northwestern corner, right up at that tad there. And this is going to come just north of there and go through Winston County. As I mentioned, those areas around Louisville, you're going to have a little bit between now and Sunday. Ice accumulation is possible in these areas. This will go up as you go through Noxubee County. Northwestern Noxubee County also will have a little bit of this. This is where you'd cut across here to the Macon area and come down through here. So some areas there this weekend. Periods of light freezing rain, light icing on the bridges and overpasses. This is going to be late tonight through Saturday morning, and then from Saturday night through Sunday morning is what is expected there. So, all right, now let's look at the cold weather that is coming in, what they're expecting. Over the weekend, it's going to be in the Mississippi Delta. As we get into Sunday night, Monday, look at this area here. There's going to be brutally cold here in the Delta region. This part here, this is taken in most of Lauderdale County, most of Newton County, and all but just a little bit there. Indiandale, that's taken out of Kemper County. It'll be a number 1. Eastern side of Lauderdale County falls under that 1 slot, but it's going to be cold, extremely cold. Let's look at ice of accumulations of what the National Weather Service is putting out this morning, and it's a significant amount. We hadn't had anything like this in quite some time, and as I mentioned earlier, let me pull this up. We'll talk about this before we get into the locations. It will, with these tree limbs that snap, it will hit these power lines. Power will go out. It just can't be helped. The weight that rain falls on these limbs, it starts bogging down and they start popping. We've heard them, pine trees are even worse than the oak trees. So expect all that. Expect bridges in these areas. Any bridge that if you're in this area here that you come upon, make sure coming up on Monday night through Tuesday morning that you approach it extremely slow, because it'll be bad. Now, when we get into the Philadelphia area and on up, it'll be worse. Let's go back to the screen here. All right, this is going to come across here. This is Lauderdale County for the most part, which is a 1, and Clark County, which is a 1, and Jasper County. And eastern Kemper County will be a 1. It means that, yes, freezing rain is going to fall. It's going to be some icing on bridges. It'll make them slick. The 1 is sometime underrated. People go, well, there's not much to that. It is something to it. Keep it in mind, because you will need to know this come Monday. Now, as you step right across over here to Newton, right past Lost Gap, from there back to the county line in Newton, covering all of the northern portion of this. This is going to be what you'd call the elevated threat area. If you live in Newton County, it's going to be bad. All of Neshoba County, Winston County, most of Noxubee County, and most of Kemper County will have significant elevated threats. And if you'll look at this on the western side of Philadelphia, taking in Winston County and portions of Noxubee County there, right there on the edge there, it's going to be significant threat. It's going to be that travel conditions will be almost impassable to get out. It'll be trees falling, limbs breaking, and it could be for several days. You don't know how long it will take to get power back on in these areas. So the red alert has gone up. If you're north of Philadelphia and you put this line through downtown Philadelphia, back in the Neshoba County Fairgrounds, all of this area. Now, we're also dealing with Mother Nature. So although that imaginary line cuts right across there, who's to say that it can't come another 20 miles? It is Mother Nature. So if you live anywhere in this area, you're treated that way, because it will change. Things are not going to stay exactly the way it appears on a map of exactly where you think it will be. It will be give or take on either side of this. So we are expecting ice. Again, this is not snow. This is something that when you lose power, you got it, and then the roads are too slick to go anywhere. So start taking care of pets. Go ahead and start wrapping your pipes, because you do not want your pipes. I've mentioned this for a few days now about pipes. There's a lot of plumbers in the area, and they will be busy when all this starts thawing out and things start breaking and busting and water goes everywhere. But use that precaution now. Go ahead and start taking care of business. The bread alert is up, as they say. Bread, milk, you might need it. All right, let's go to the forecast of what we've got, what the National Weather Service is telling us this morning. All right, let me pull that up over here where I can be able to see. I have to blow things up a little bit bigger these days. I don't know what that's about. Would y'all? All right, today, expect a 60% chance of rain. It's going to do that mainly between lunchtime and 3 o'clock this afternoon, the heavier rain. We've got some mist out there now. I was out earlier. It feels like a cold winter day. I went out with the dogs about 4 o'clock this morning. Sophie didn't think too kindly of it, and she wanted to come on back in the house. It's 44 for our high today. We're at 38. We have a wind chill of 32 in Meridian. Just north of us, it's 33 with a wind chill of 24. Whew, big difference. Tonight, a 70% chance of rain, low around 36. Now, tomorrow during the daytime, we got changes to our forecast. We've got more chances of this sleet moving in. 60% chance of rain tomorrow. Our high is only going to be 43. We have now, and this was not in the forecast as of last night, Saturday night, a 20% chance of freezing rain after midnight for the Meridian area. As you go to the Mississippi State area, you look at Saturday. I'll go to that because it's so different of what we've got just one county away. We'll take care of Lauderdale and Kemper and Newton areas right now and then move up. 20% chance of that freezing rain after midnight on Saturday night, which means Sunday morning could be a little bit of a travel hazard going to church. So calculate all that into what you're going to be doing this weekend. 20% is not a large chance, but it puts it in there that a bridge could have a little bit on it. Our low is going to be 31. That's important. It's dropped below freezing. So anything that falls can make the bridges icy. We move into Sunday. We increase it during the daytime hours to a 30% chance of freezing rain through about 9 o'clock, about the time that you would be traveling to church. So that makes a mess. Plan all that out. Think about what you're going to do on Sunday morning. Our high will get up to 42, so the roads will thaw out, and it'll be okay. 20-mile-an-hour gust on Sunday. We get another 20% chance of freezing rain on Sunday night that we did not have. Our low is going to be 31 also. That's that line below it. Now, during the daytime on Monday, we have an 80% chance of rain here in the Meridian area. Then this is where it turns bad. A 60% chance of freezing rain and sleet is likely with a low around 20. That, with anything falling down at 20 degrees, is just going to be black ice, as they call it. 20-mile-an-hour gust. We will have numerous wrecks, and I know that everybody will show that this morning at 8:30, the wreck that happened there in Fort Worth yesterday, the 100-car pileup where at least 5 people were killed. That's what happens with ice. Tuesday, we've got sunny and 39, but now we have a snow chance on Tuesday night, a 20% chance of snow and sleet. That was not in the forecast. Now, let's move over just one county. Let's go up here where you move into Winston County. It really changes the forecast to where, as we showed on that map just a few moments ago, where, let me pull this back up again so you can see what I'm talking about. This is going to be the dividing line. All this area that I'm fixing to talk about is going to be north of Philadelphia into Winston. This is going to be the change in the forecast from directly Meridian, taking in part of Newton County, and then part of Neshoba and into Winston and these areas here. All right, got that? Let's go back and let's talk forecast for this area. What we will have is Friday, a 40% chance of rain, still gusty. Friday night, a 60% chance of rain or freezing rain is likely. That's on Friday night. Now, they're saying not a lot of accumulation, but it hits those bridges. That's on Friday night. Saturday, during the daytime hours, a 50% chance of rain, freezing rain, before 9 a.m. So Meridian doesn't even have that. 50%. Saturday night, 20% chance. And then on Sunday, a 30% chance of freezing rain before 9 o'clock. That kind of carbon copies what's happening in Meridian as it does in Philadelphia and up through Louisville. Sunday night, 30% chance of freezing rain. And then during the daytime, where Meridian doesn't have the chance of freezing rain, north of Philadelphia will. An 80% chance of freezing rain and sleet during the daytime, and then a 50% chance, and y'all get a chance of the snow in there and freezing rain Monday night into Tuesday morning, and then the same as Meridian on Tuesday with a 20% chance of snow. So this forecast is warning us of what is coming. This is going to be significant, in my opinion. We don't have a whole lot of ice in our area normally, so this is going to change things. It's if you don't deal with this type of weather every day, it's hard to predict. And we're in the deep south, so we don't know a whole lot about it. but we're fixing to learn the hard way, aren't we? This is coming. And again, our line is going to be Newton County, you're going to get a lot. Philadelphia, you're going to get a lot. Winston County gets a whole lot more. In northwestern Philadelphia gets a little bit, is there as well. All of our people that watch me in northwestern Kipper County, y'all pay attention. I would put that a few miles outside of DeKalb and just going north across the county there, just kind of skirting DeKalb and going up and taking in Cyples Mills. It'll probably, from Kemper Lake northward, be a little bit rougher than south of there. So anybody in the Linville area, y'all be ready for what's coming. This is a few thoughts that are in our future here over the next few days. So pay attention, be ready for all this. A few good mornings that I wanted to mention. Brian McCary is up. Oh, so Miss Joy Seal. Hope your Friday morning is going well, too. Thank you. James Ware is up. Good morning to you. Tommy Ainsworth. Alan Bishop, an old friend of mine. Good morning to you. Debbie Stewart's up. Suzanne Lindley. And Sandy White got her scrubs on. She's ready to go. Sylvia Stewart. Cliff Gardner. Tammy Pilgrim. Glad to see you up, too. Miss Gail Gafford and Sissy McKee. Tammy Pilgrim's up. Hey, Sissy, she said. So that's where we are on this weather. Pay close attention to what we've got over the next few days. I'll have some more updates coming today. Candace will be here at 8:30 to talk more about it. And we'll get deeper into the forecast and tell you more things that are to come. As what to expect as we go back to what the National Weather Service tells us, the temps over the next few days are going to be still colder than they normally are over the next 10 days for our immediate area. As we look at our record highs, record lows, it was 82 in 2017 on this date. And shockingly, 1899, it was at 0 on this day. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't there on that day, 1899. Your extended forecast, we look at this and we pull up. We're showing highs not getting out of the 40s and 30s until next Wednesday. We'll finally get back up to the 50s there. We've got some lows there, 20, 26. As we jump ahead toward the end of the month through February the 26th, we'll see that after we get past the 20th there, we start getting back into the 60s. And whenever you see this 70, you know that rain is coming. That's toward the end of the month. We'll get another round of it. So we had thunder. What was it, a day or two ago? Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday morning. So that means in April we should get a frost. Am I right on the Farmer's Almanac? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right on that. But should I be wrong, y'all let me know. Again, pay attention to what I'm saying on the weather. This is not something to blow off and say, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about. We're going to have some ice coming. It's still up in the air of how much, but you can guarantee that those bridges will be slick. So pay attention to all of that. And I'll have some more updates coming here in just a little bit here this morning as we go through all of this. As always, I want to thank the good folks that help us out on this. Eastgate Tire. EMEPA has been with me from the get-go. Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Big thank you to everybody there. Piggly Wiggly, Joe and the gang there in Collinsville. Also SMI Automotive as you're coming into Meridian. San Marcos. Big thank you to Chino for being a sponsor and helping us every day. Sanders Gas, Tiffany Blues Decor, that they're in North Hills. Rick Justice, Kim's Photography, and always Graphics Guru. If you need something done, Graphics Guru can whip it up from a picture to getting some lettering done for you on vehicles and logos and all that good stuff. But again, thank you. I'll be back here in just a little while to give you more weather updates as things progress throughout the day as we head into a weekend of uncertainty with weather. We do know that we've got that chance of ice now. We'll get more into it. And thank you for joining me this morning. More to come. It's Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by